Well, that's a good start. Every time, I swear, every time I come back with Melia, it just rains and storms. The omen of bad luck has returned, Alchemoth. Your crown princess with a slightly smiley face on her back. Hey, it's much better than Ryan's. On that smiley note in this weather, hey everyone, welcome back to Xenoblade Chronicles. And this episode, we dabbled around in Colony 9 with Dunban and set things straight and lost one of our military soldiers because she got beaten and now got depressed. We're starting off with a depressing note, aren't we?
But the rain doesn't help.
No. Hopefully we can lighten things up being in Melia's Villa. But now, I see no other way than to start the heart-to-heart with the most self-explanatory heart-to-heart ever. Melia's Imperial Villa, which we're at now. Begin!
This is the Imperial Villa. I spent my childhood here with my mother. Oh, I'm so sorry. If I'd known, I wouldn't have barged in. Don't be silly. It is quite all right. In fact, I'm glad that you in particular have come here to see it. Thanks. That means a lot to me. And it really is a lovely home. I am glad you think so. But something about it seems sad. Lonely almost. You think so too? This place has always had a lonely feel to it. So it's not just me then. I'm sorry, Melia. I didn't mean to say anything that would upset you. You did nothing of the sort. The truth is my mother passed away some time ago. It's probably because of that. Oh, that means you're just like me. My mother died when I was young as well. Your brother told me. My mother's room is still as it was, full of memories, but so empty. I somehow get the same sense from this place. Not everyone has had that kind of experience. No wonder you can recognize the feel of this place. I hope you'll always look after this place. The garden's amazing. I'd love to hang out here again. It's really growing on me. And I'd love for you to visit again. I'm glad it's made such an impression on you.
Now get out. Yes, I see some camaraderie between the two, albeit awkward circumstances, but hey, it's a nice place like this, in a lovely time of day, so what's not to love? And even though they might have a common conflict between themselves,
a rivalry.
Yes, that's words. But it's nice. It's nice to get a bit of backstory between not just Melia, but Fiora as well. Speaking of which, we have duties to attend to, and like always, Melia's back in the saddle because that's what empresses say. I am back in the saddle. Tally ho! Royal types never say that. In fact, I don't think British types ever say that anyway. It's another case of English language dying. I mean, no one says Shakespearean stuff, unless you want to count Dragon Quest. Thank you very much. But anyway, though, you might be wondering why we're on such a I guess remote part of Alchemoth, and that is because we have to find someone. But while we're going through Alchemoth, I just want to bring up a few topics about Alchemoth itself that I have been meaning to bring up, because I think this episode in particular is a definite case of those points. Now, I know in the past episodes, you know, when we've done side quests, we've always made the joke of saying, hey, guess what? This person wants us to talk to this person, but they're right next to them, so it kind of makes it pointless, and all that jazz. This place, or at least in the way Alchemoth is designed, I feel like has the most opposite problem. Because if you were to just have a pan shot of Alchemoth entirely, just look to the railing if that's okay. Just look at all of that down there. It's pretty big. So much so that Monolith thought, hey, let's put collectibles in there, because why not? Keep that in mind. Alchemov has collectibles, but yet Colony 9 and 6 do not. Well, unless you want to count the specials. But regardless, to me, this serves as a sort of awkward design in which you would want to place NPCs. But I'll get to that in a bit, because I assume we want to get to the heart-to-heart. Right? Let's go on there. I will return to the point, but just keep those points that I've said so far in line. But for now, let's have a lovely sight in the nightlife of Alchemov between another one of our leading ladies. And so, now that we're taking the Alchemov nightlife there, how about we look to the stars and enjoy the view? Ancient astrology.
Whatever's the matter, Charla? Why are you standing here? The stars, they're beautiful, aren't they? Knowing that there's the same stars I see back home, it makes me feel at peace. Yes, I feel it too. Melia, you know anything about fortune-telling? Of course I do. It's about telling the future based on one's star sign. That's right. I thought only Homs knew about fortune-telling. I know nothing of its origins, but practitioners have existed for countless generations. Amazing to think that people of old looked up to the same sky as us. Quite amazing, yes. So, do you believe in fortune-telling? Yes, I do. It is unbecoming of me to dabble in such things. No, not at all, Melia. All girls love this stuff. Don't you worry yourself. Oh, thank goodness. I always wondered, you know. Tell me, Melia, what's your star sign? The Rhapsodist. How about you, Charla? My star sign's the Perfumer. You and me have great compatibility, Melia. I had guessed as much. Wow, Melia, you're even better at reading people than me.
And with that being said, it is nice that they try to tie in Affinity with a little bit more narrative. Fighty star signs. And here's the thing, that's the last time that ever comes up. So, albeit brief, but oh well. But on the flip side though, if say, for example, you chose other options, I think you would see Melia's other interests in star signs. As in who she'd like to be matched up with.
It is nothing but mumbo-jumbo. It is patently false, and I refuse to believe in such drivel. I don't know, Melia. There's definitely some truth to it. Yet, if I asked you for proof, would you have any to give? Well, maybe not. But if it was 100% accurate, it wouldn't be called fortune-telling. That almost makes sense. Trust me, Melia, I know a little about this sort of thing. How about we do a reading? What star sign are you? My star sign is the Rhapsodist. That is great news. It is. Why? Shulkus is the pedagogue. You guys are a perfect match. We are? You're such a lucky girl, Melia. Such things do not impress me. I cannot share your enthusiasm. I know you're smiling inside. How dare you? But you really think we're a match? Aha, you're interested after all. It's true, when the stars align, your two lovers' destinies are set. I feel more confident, but I shall remain cautiously optimistic.
Well, in the words of Dunban, Melia, you should go out and seize your destiny, provided another girl isn't right behind you with watchful ears. Or eyes. Oh, she's still optimistic despite Fjord being found. keep your head up, Melia. You'll get there. Something that does not seem optimistic is this woman right here. Marisa, what's up?
Excuse me, could you help me? My son said he was going to go and do some training, then before I could stop him, he ran off towards Air C. He has no idea just how dangerous Air C is. I feel terrified just thinking what might happen. Please, you look strong. Please help me find him. A little while ago, I was in a really similar spot. So we'll help you as much as possible. Really? Oh, thank you. I feel reassured. I'm sure that you'll be able to find my son.
Sharla, you know how it feels. Here's a question though: will the same result happen? Would a child end up getting slapped? Who knows? But I guess we'll find out. Anyway, though, if you would just look behind you for a second, Alice. Look at all of the veranda, the balcony, or the higher level of Alchemov for a second. Look at how much ground we've covered.
Wow.
Yeah. And here's the funny thing about it. It is such a waste of space. I'll be frank, the higher level, or the first floor, or the top floor of Alchemov really bugs me because it's such a bloated area of the map and offers so little. Here's a slight spoiler. You see that the High Entia that we just talked to?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all of the intrigue that you can find on that level, apart from maybe a quest exclusive collectible for a generic quest. Narrative-wise, nothing. There's like one heart-to-heart, which you probably may not be able to find. There's no incentive to go there, and you could possibly miss out on side quests, affinity gaining with the side quests and the heart-to-heart. So it just seems like such a just bugs me.
Yeah.
And that's not the end of it. As you can see now, we're walking around. Or swimming around, thanks Melia. I wanted to take a little dip. Sue me. Anyway, no. We are looking for someone down here. If we could find them. Or are you just looking for collectibles?
I'm looking for them right now.
Mm-hmm. And again, with lower level, it all looks visually the same. You have a grass plain, followed by a fountain, followed by stairs that goes up on a periodic scale. Random teleporters that go nowhere. It just looks samey. I'm not gonna say it looks bad, just samey.
Yeah, and I think the teleporters would really help getting across the capital.
At least it would help, make things stand out a bit more. But anyway, you stand out because of your wings and name. What's on your mind?
What a pickle. What should I do? Will you please help me? My daughter has suddenly begun hating Homs and Nopon. She even finds half-blooded High Entia distasteful. She was perfectly fine with other races up until a while ago. Then she suddenly changed. I have no idea why either. I'd like to help her if I could find out why this happened, but she doesn't seem to want to talk to me about it. Maybe she'll talk with you. She hates other races? I've heard that High Entia hate conflict, but... That's right, normally no one cares. Although I have heard of some very old texts. Texts which say things about only pure High Entia being acceptable. Old mumbo-jumbo.
Can I say, I've never thought a High Entia, even one with Melia, would say mumbo-jumbo. It's just so out of left field. That's almost like Zeke from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 saying, "Oh yes, indubitably, I do find that good chap. Cheerio." Well, although to be fair, now thinking about it, he probably would say that. But it's like Taurus son is speaking in Shakespearean with a top hat. Oh no, there's just something almost outlandish about medicine. This is mumbo jumbo. I'll sound like Poppy there, for instance.
Yeah.
I apologize for that. This is Xenoblade 1, damn it. And in my honest opinion, a better game.
Yeah.
Yes, I said it. Sue me.
A lot of people are gonna eat you for that.
The flame wars begin. If disagree, contact me at LightningHogLP on Twitter. Yes, I know. Burn me. I dare you. Anyway, what do you have to say?
What do you want? So Mother's been telling everyone she's worried about me. Well, frankly, who I choose to despise is none of her business. The wings on your head look, how can I say, rather stunted. That means you're half Homs, and so I'd rather not speak with you, if at all possible. Perhaps if you were to bring me 2 pieces of marine marble, then I could be persuaded to tolerate your conversation. You can find marine marble at Erisea. Even a school child knows that. Goodness me, I see it's not just your wings that are stunted.
You know what? I changed my mind. I'm Crown Empress. Execute her at once.
Oh, so you bought me the marine marble. You people travel together, yes, despite being of different races? Frankly, I cannot understand it. Very well, I'll grace you with a small amount of my time. I'll tell you why I can't stand the other races of Bionis. It all started with something quite trivial, to be honest. That half-wit Vidian broke my headwing decorations, and that night, as I slept, I heard a voice in my dreams. The Bionis itself spoke to me. It said, only those of pure High Entia blood are worthy. The Bionis deemed to create us the High Entia first. Those savage Homs are quite simply a joke, no offense. As I'm sure you're aware, Vidian's blood is tainted by those savages. So she got jealous of my beautiful headwings and decorations. Clearly she must have stolen them to smash them out of spite. Can't expect anything more, considering her heritage. But it doesn't really matter. This marine marble's even nicer than my old decorations. I suppose I could forgive Vidian. That's why you're talking to me in the first place, after all, right?
Wow, I have you know, I was joking about executing her, but now it's like, oh yes, the dreams. You know, because that's how, you know, sane people act. A god told me to do things. Yes, that's a great conversation. I'm the sane one here. A god spoke to me in my dreams. What? Why are you getting people in white jackets with big nets and a nurse who's telling me it's going to be all right? And why are they locking me in the rubber room? I don't get that. But again, I would say things on that side quest, but I feel like it's gonna go into a topic which I'm not comfortable with saying. I say it as I've dared people to go to my Twitter and have a go at me for saying Xenoblade 1 is better than Xenoblade 2. Oh my god, no way, I said it again. But despite that, I kind of understand, you know, not really, you know, the god told me to kill or, you know, hate everyone, but still. What do you say? Help me.
The Baroness told her that? I can't believe it. But now you mention it, I do recall her having bad dreams one night. And I get the feeling that was the very day she changed. How very frightening. Anyway, at least we've got the bottom of this now.
So what you're saying is she needs to have nice dreams.
Right, I'll go and talk to Lasagna. She cannot be allowed to think like that in this day and age. I just hope she listens to me.
I'm just gonna say this. Xenoblade Chronicles was ahead of its time in many, many ways. That is all. Anyway, now I guess gotta talk more, and hopefully the racism has ended. My god, I can't believe I said that in Xenoblade Chronicles. And shooting stars appear. Well, you know what? Things are looking good for the high end. You see, when racism in Alchemov goes away, stars will fall from the sky. Words and goals to live by in real life? Not really sure. But anyway, though, as we're moving on across, you know, the balcony of Alchemov, you know, as in the dead end, there's nothing here except for a few select NPCs which you have no incentive to find, especially during the case of guards saying at night, "There's no one here, there's no one anyone goes there, there's literally no point." And then you just get generic NPCs which tell you next to nothing.
Yeah, or they'll say, "This is how you topple. This is how you break."
Yeah, or this important NPC here. How would you find her? You have no incentive to look this far unless you were absolutely bored. But anyway, though, what do you gotta say?
You are the guys that helped Sonya, right? You know, to get over her dislike of the other races of Bionis. I heard it was a group of Homs, so I thought it must be you. After you did that, she started talking to me again, but she's really cold. I think it's all because of the wing decorations. That's why she's still giving me the cold shoulder. You see, I broke Lasonia's wing decorations. I got some for her which looked almost exactly the same, but she said she didn't want anything from a half High Entia. She never used to say such nasty things like that. What happened? I want the old Lasonia back. I wanted to remember what she told me that night. So, you're saying she wasn't like this before? Seems a little hard to believe. Yeah, she didn't care if you were Homs or Nopon or whatever. Then out of the blue, she started only liking pure High Entia.
What would you say that a god told her to do it? Would that make it any better? No? Okay. Well, seems like we have places to go and a specific time to be. Luckily though, we got that clocked in, so we'll take you there and we'll show you where it is, even though you probably can guess. But again, no, if I were to continue on from that point, unless you were very diligent and had nothing else to do in Alchemoth, you can get fatigued in Alchemoth so much with how much walking around, how little result you get. So for me, it's just kind of seemingly in an awkward spot. Not that I'm saying Monolith is lazy, but I get the feeling when they designed this portion of Alchemoth, they realized, oh, we've got a higher level, but we've got nothing for it. Let's just dart a few NPCs here and there on top.
And the thing is, if I want to talk to this girl again, I have to go all the way around.
Yeah, especially, there's no fast travel option there. Why? It's either they just didn't have anything for the top layer, or they just themselves forgot about it. That's not a good look. That's not a good look. Anyway though, that's my gripe. I really don't like this portion of Alchemoth in its higher levels. I just feel like it's pointless, or as Alice mentioned, if they had teleporters, or just any, or how about just say, like, another escalator?
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Just put a straightforward escalator like they had in McConn's Field.
I don't know. I'm not a game designer by trade, but even I can tell that this is needless walking around.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of walking around, she's trying to do the same. Not so fast.
Oh wow, you actually found it? It's exactly the same as I remember it. I'll use this to make Lasonia something really nice.
As in, like right now.
All finished. Could you please give it to Lasonia for me, please? And remind her of what happened that night.
Which would be nice, except now we've got to go all the way around and possibly change time as well. I'm not saying that things should be as close as what previous side quests have been, as we joked about earlier on in the episode, but just something a bit more condensed. I don't know. This is one of the only times in this game where I can say this could have been more efficient, because Xenoblade so far of this one has been nothing but efficient. Efficient storylines, efficient pacing, efficient combat, efficient tutorials. Oh no, it's just a little blip on the radar which just kind of bums me out. Because Alchemoth is interesting and it looks nice and it's got nice weather effects and an interesting race, interesting characters. Just a little blip on the radar.
This is from Vidian? A headwing decoration, but only one of a pair. Wait, isn't this made out of morning dew ice? I almost said Mountain Dew ice.
Oh my god, not sponsored.
When we were very small, Vidian and I, we managed to get lost on Valk Mountain during a school trip. I was really obsessed with getting some morning dew ice, so we ended up getting separated from the rest of the class. There was a raging blizzard, we couldn't see anything. Somehow we managed to survive until morning. We kept on talking and talking, desperate to not fall asleep. And finally, when dawn came, we saw it. It was like diamond dust. It was so beautiful that I honestly thought I must have died. But there she was, by my side, Vidian. It's thanks to Vidian I survived. If she hadn't been there, I would have lost consciousness, I know it. And now I've called her half-wit, insulted her blood and heritage. I've been a complete fool. How could I believe something so ridiculous and stupid? It makes no difference whether you're Homs or Noppon or anything. We're all the same. I must apologize to Vidian. And to you kind people, too.
And, you know, especially to the woman with the wings. I feel like I feel like I should apologize and grovel at her feet post haste. Because it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out at some point that Melly is the Empress.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you know, I've never seen you round the capital before, but yet you're half Homs and you're an Aether user. Because also, none of the, from visual standpoints, none of the NPCs seem to wield a staff or any kind of weapon. And the guards don't normally have like spears and, you know, and lances.
And the guards recognized Melia when she came back from Macna.
Yeah, so is word not getting, because in the capital you'd think one guard would slip and say, "Oh yeah, sure, Melia's back. She travels with a group of Homs and not." Oh, I wasn't meant to say that. surely in the capital, words would get around. Especially since Callion's not here, but you know, hey ho. but you know, narrative and gossip stones aside, let's go and talk to Gwen's sister, and then make things good. Hopefully. I just like the morals about it. It's like racism can be prevented. It's got to think back to when the best friend saved your life. Oh, you didn't save their life when they were kids. Oh well, I guess you hate you for life. Nothing you can do about that. No, I'm joking. In all seriousness, though, inclusion is key. On that topic, let's solve it. I'm not gonna get political anymore. I've already put myself in the fire line, and you've made the mistake again.
I might as well go rectify that now.
Yes. Yes, you should. We arrive in Macna and we get, or at the marsh, and we get a vision.
Is that Gogo guarding the statue? I never expected it to be guarded. It appears that I cannot proceed with my research. Sorry, Noroth. Sorry, Ruthin.
Oh dear, that is most troubling. I feel like she'll got hit with an amount of visions.
He's gonna get his exercise again.
Yep. Anyway, going into a new part of the marsh which never been to before. We are greeted with big boys. Look at them. Jesus. Not quite the indomitable unique monsters we've seen, but pretty close. And if we look on top, we see an ominous one in the center. Probably not going to get that on because we don't like to die. It's not going to... Oh, there we are. Indomitable Dalton. Level 85 unique monster. Guess what? I'm not gonna do a stat run because I don't want to die.
Like I almost just did.
I'm just walking slow here. And I'm gonna say right now, get used to seeing those big boys. I say that as we go to a smaller boy. I shall attack him from below.
Okay, let's sort this out nice and quickly.
At least Fiora's AI can track a stare. Dogmatic Gogol, not much different from, I would say, other Gogols we faced, but this our first enemy type of this nature, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you couldn't tell, these guys hit hard, and yeah, they like to gore you and knock you back. But that was the first one. As always, he picked a silver chest for every quest unique monster, and going to avoid him. Fun fact, if you are Ether user and use AoEs, you can invite him to the fight mix, and that would not end well.
Me.
I don't know how you came to know my future, but you prevented me from becoming seriously injured. I must offer you my gratitude. I feel I can trust you enough to explain why I came to these ruins. Not long ago I discovered an ancient book, and Rothan and I then formed a research group to study it. The book told of a war god faith that existed long ago. Have you seen the statue above the entrance to the palace? It's based on the war god, but it's also a copy. Right now, I'm trying to determine where the war god faith arose, so finding the original statue would greatly help our research. We've deciphered half of the book. The text indicates that the original war god statue is in Satoral. However, the statue I found here was not the original. My actions were premature. First, I should just stifle the entire text. I may ask for your help when the time comes to seek out the statue. I hope I can depend on you. Many thanks for everything you've done for me so far.
If you're a researcher or a decent one, why would you only think about half of your findings? That's like being an explorer and saying, you know what, I found the Holy Grail. It's in India. I don't know where, but it's in India. So you know what, I'm gonna go there first. You know, you would do a bit more due diligence, but hey, something tells me the High Entia are the most thorough. What have we learned? High Entia turned against every race because of a god dream, and the High Entia nearly died because they read through half a book and said, you know what, that'd be fine.
And the book was about gods too.
Gods. God. No, never again. Finding one High Entia as finding a friendship.
Hey.
How's it going?
And Sonia said you remember what happened that night? I'm so happy. So Sonia has finally returned to her old self. The truth is, I've always been embarrassed about something. The size of my wings, they're so small. But that night when I spoke about it with Sonia, she said that she didn't care about that at all. In fact, she said she envied me, said that they must be so much easier to maintain. Oh, I'm so happy right now, thank you. I really owe you.
You're welcome. Now we get hand to
I'll
Sana.
never get used to this feeling.
And Charla leveled up for friendship. Hopefully, that's something someone else can learn. Maybe you should read an entire book before doing a test of any nature. Looking at you, Talia.
Me.
Professor North and Ruthin were so worried about me. When I went to apologize for my actions, they got rather angry. I felt so guilty for what I'd done.
Wait, the quest is still going? Or did we finish it?
I think we finished it.
Please don't tell me. Don't tell me. Was I the idiot? Never mind. On that note, guys, on that embarrassing and awkward note, you know, based on an episode based on heart to heart, dead mums, star signs, and research and racism, I think we'll call things here. So, on next episode, guys, we will be tackling more things in Colony 6 and the Bionis leg. There's a certain Nopon that has been wanting our help, but we've been extremely reluctant to, but offers one of my favorite lessons in Xenoblade. We'll see you then.